All right, you guys, this is happening. It is a gray, rainy fall day. All of a sudden, fall was just like 84 degrees by 55 and rainy. We're here. I don't know if that has happened to you where you live. I am sorry because I'm not pleased about it. You know, I am used to getting a little bit of Indian summer. Indian summer. Like, that's always been a phrase. Is that canceled? Are we not saying that anymore? Is it Native American summer? Is there some other name for it? Let me know. Because if you know, I want to do better. If it's still Indian summer it is. All right, leaving the rambling behind. So of course I sat down here on this gray rainy day and I just picked up a couple products and I was like, I don't want them anymore. I don't use them anymore. And it just kind of started. So I have a declutter. It's not like an entire declutter because that gives me such anxiety. Just the idea of really culling all of my products and really getting rid of things freaks me out. But getting rid of a few here and there makes me feel good. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jennifer. Yeah, things are always kind of messy like this around here, but I'm into all things hair, skin, and makeup. If you are too, hit the subscribe button because you know you're going to come back for more. And all of you, you know, the notification bell, you need it. All right, let's just start off. This is super random, but I'm going to start off with my lip products. These three here, they are from Bite Beauty, and I thought to myself, you know what? Bite's going out of business. I'm not going to be able to get these anymore. I haven't used these three in a long time, and because their products were all like food grade, ew, look at, there's even like a fur. Because their products were all food grade, I am sure they don't last as long as some other ones, so they just got to go. So this breaks my heart. This is a lipstick from Bobbi Brown. I purchased this a while ago, actually probably over a year ago. When I brought it home, I didn't immediately take it out of the box. It just kind of sat for a little bit. And then I went and opened it one day and I was like, I know I didn't buy that shade. I know I didn't. And I looked at the box and I looked at the shade and they didn't match. Somehow the shade got switched into a different box and I ended up with the shade Ruby, which I'm sure on other people is beautiful. I tried it once on me, it was not, and there she just sat. So, and you know what? I didn't take it back. Why? Let's not discuss why I do things and why I don't do things, because I don't even know why. So she gotta go. Bye-bye. These two babies from Glossier. These are the Balm.com. These are their universal skin salves. I love this color here. I think it's like cherry. And this one here is berry. This was actually too purple for me. It almost made my lips look a little gray. It wasn't great. I used these a lot. As a matter of fact, I think this was the second of this one. I also had another color, but it just kind of fell out of favor because I have so many lip balms throughout the house. And these just kind of got pushed to the back of the drawer and never used again. And they are old. And you know what? Glossier is coming to Sephora soon. So maybe I will pick up a new lip balm once they're in store. But for now, these gotta go. And this one here, I can just tell by looking at it. Do you see like the gradient change here? She got old. This is from Laura Mercier. This was like a lip gloss. It actually had a little bit of pigment to it. I liked using it as a topper. And I know I could probably like mix it up and around, but I've had it for quite some time. So, and actually I didn't super love the shade, so I'm not so upset at getting rid of it, except for the fact that, well, we know these things cost, but it's time to go. This one here actually kind of bums me out. This is from Milani. This is the Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper. I have it in the shade Champagne. And what I really didn't like about it, it is a neutral shade, but it kind of made my lipsticks look, I don't know, like a little milky or something over the top. It wasn't a good topper for me. I don't think maybe it's just not the right shade for my complexion, but we just never got along. So as much as I hate parting with sparkly neutral things, it's not for me. This one I think is the last in the lip category. This I have many of, or have had many of, from Tarte. This was their, what are these called? Quench Lip Rescue. I have been through so many of these. You know, they have kind of what seems like a cardboard container. It really isn't. Those paper over something. So it's not recyclable like I had hoped. This shade here, look at, there's a lot left here. And this was probably like the third or fourth one that I bought of this shade, but it like fell out of favor. I don't know. Here again, got probably pushed back to the, you know, the back of the pile, and she was never seen or heard from again. As long as it's in my purse, it will get used all the time. I used to keep them at work, used them every day at work, but this is old and I'm not. But you know what I am going to do? I'm going to pick up another one next time I'm in Sephora because it's a beautiful balm. It feels great. It has a nice shine to it. The shades are incredible. I love them so much. So as much as I hate parting with this one, there'll be another one coming. All right, I think I only have one blush that I'm getting rid of. This one is from Honest Beauty. This is the Cream Cheek Blush in the shade Rose Pink. Now, first of all, it's a pain in the ass to open. Like, I have literally chipped nails trying to get this open. I've used it many times. It never quite was right on me. Sometimes it didn't feel like it was drying down. Sometimes the shade was just, I don't know, like a little too, like a burnt pinky orange. I mean, depending on the time of year, it was fine, but I never fell in love with her. I wanted to, but I didn't, and I haven't used it in a long time, so that's the cue right there that it's time to go. Did I mention you need to stick around to the end of this list of what I'm getting through, because you're going to see the one thing I'm getting rid of that is absolutely, positively killing me. Oh, I was wrong. I did have another cheek color. This one from Ilia. This is their, what do they call this? The multi-stick in the shade Tenderly. I liked this because it was a really pretty light pink. In the springtime, it was really pretty on me. But I found that it never, like if I used it on top of makeup, it never really dried down. My hair would like get stuck in there sometimes. I could use it on dry skin and really blend it out to a sheerness, and then it would pretty much dry down, but I really don't wear blush on bare skin that often. So because of that, and I've had this for, I don't know, maybe 2 years, it's time. She gotta go. All right, now foundations. I have 3, and they're all going for different reasons. This first one literally breaks my friggin' heart to get rid of. This is L'Essential from Guerlain. This was probably, the first very, very expensive makeup item I ever purchased online without seeing in store. I purchased it because I had just seen so many great reviews on it. My store, actually, it couldn't even be bought in any store in my area, so I had to buy it online, and this is why I hate buying foundations online. The shade was never the right match for me. It's the shade 03C. It's even expired. It says on here right now, expires 0821. So obviously I've had it for a long time, and this is like an over $60 foundation, so it's crushing me to get rid of it. I only used it a few times, but it wasn't right. So it's gotta go, because sitting here on my desk looking at it every day, it bums me out, so it's gotta go. This one here you all know from Maybelline. This is the Dream Radiant Liquid Foundation. I flippin' love this. The shade was even really good for me. It's 20 Classic Ivory. It just is a little more full coverage than I'm doing right now. I have nothing bad to say about this. I really, really liked it. My vibe right now is not like medium full to full coverage, and that's really how this came off on me. Even when I would, try to blend it out and sheer it out, it wasn't right. Like, she's really meant to be fuller, and that's not where I'm at right now, so bye-bye. And this one from Giorgio Armani. This is from their Neo Nude collection. This is the True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. This is weird. I tried it. I kind of liked it. I tried to make it work. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it wasn't. I found it was finicky. Sometimes it would settle into pores. You know how I am. I really want for a foundation to be its best. I try it with all sorts of different products, all sorts of different primers. You've heard it before. I could never get this to be the best for my skin. Maybe on someone else's skin it would be good, but on mine, it just didn't work. And I hate that because I love, I say it all the time, we can make it work. I couldn't make that work. Concealers, I have 2. This is Lancome's Teint Idole. Everyone flippin' loves this. It looks dry under my eyes. This is not the right shade. I was never able to get the right shade for me. I'm literally gonna try this one more time, give it one more shot, but I've tried and tried and tried, and it hasn't been right for me. So she gets one more shot, but she's probably going out. And from Bobbi Brown, this is one of their more recent launches. This is a stick concealer, and I've always enjoyed stick concealers for like spot concealing, but this was hyped as being really great under the eyes. So I thought, all right, I'll give it a shot. And for me, it wasn't. It just looked dry. It emphasized lines that I really don't have, but it really makes them very prominent. Who the frig needs that? And I can't use it for spot concealing because it is lighter than my actual skin tone. So it looks like I have little white polka dots on my face. So that's no good. So bye-bye. This brow gel from Kosas, this is their Air Brow. I got it in clear. I tried so hard to like this, and it just didn't work out for me. First of all, I felt like I couldn't get enough product. Like, it's almost like pulling the product off as you're pulling it out of the tube here. But even more, my brows were like, ha 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 ha, you can't tame us. And it was true. My brows were not affected by this at all. And I wanted to like it so much. I always want my products to work. This just does not work for my brows that naturally want to go down, or I got a couple that shoot in opposite directions. This was no match for me. From ColourPop, these are 2 eyeshadow palettes that I used like crazy for a long time. You can't even tell that I did because their eyeshadows are so great. They're so pigmented, they're so smooth, so soft. They work so beautifully. I actually used this shade here a ton for like that smudged out eyeliner that I like to do. I love these shades a lot, but I've had this for like 5 years, so it's time to go. And this one here was one that I made myself. You can pick out your own little colors and put them into a palette. And I made this palette. These were perfect for me. As you can tell, I wore the crap out of it. I loved it. But here again, 5 years, it's time to go. And from Kaja, this is their Moon Crystal. It is a liquid eyeshadow. This I found to be very messy. I just never liked the tube. The tube never seemed like it was full from day one, and it would kind of separate. So you have to like kind of shake it and really try and get it back to being like a cohesive whatever. But then once I was able to make that happen, then once I would get it out onto like the back of my wrist and I was like tapping it on my eyelid, sometimes it would just like come off in my crease. I don't want that. Sometimes the sparkles would come loose and they were in my eye. This was never perfect for me. And I have so many cream shadows to choose from that I don't use it. So, oh, I forgot about this concealer. This is from e.l.f. Everyone loves this. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is a satin finish. I wanted to like this, but this is why I don't buy a lot of drugstore products. I could never get the right damn shade for me. So it just has to go because it's wrong for me. This is the shade Light Ivory. I have tried so hard to bring drugstore products to you guys, but when it comes to complexion products, I have the hardest time getting the right shades for me. I'm not lying when I say I have gone back to Target 4 times to get a shade that was pretty close for me in foundation. And they look at me like, lady, what is your damn problem? Honestly, I don't know what my problem is. I just can't shade match myself in those stores. And that happened with this. This is wrong. It's too light. I can't use it. Goodbye. Oh, these babies from Makeup Forever. These are their step 1. These are their primers. So I have the smoothing primer and the mattifying primer. I love these so much. However, these are so old that they actually have new packaging and they're actually called something different right now. They don't look like this. The names have changed. Like, that's how old these are. I cannot keep something that is that old. And this one here, I don't even know. Can you hear that? There's like a crackling noise inside. So I think it's drying out. So these are old, they have to go. I will most assuredly be picking up another one of the smoothing primer if they still have it, because for those times when my skin is textured, this is an absolute dream. And from Flower Beauty, I have the Supernova Celestial Priming Whip. This was interesting. This is a like foaming primer, it's a mousse. I just could never control the exact amount I was supposed to put on my face because, you know, it puffs up and you're trying to schmooey it around, and sometimes I would have too much, and it was just like, it just seemed too gimmicky. It never worked for me. It wasn't right. So, another blush. What's wrong with me? This one is from Sephora. This is the shade So Shy. It's a very light peachy pink, and I wanted a peachy pink, and I searched high and low for one. This is one they recommended to me. And it was never quite right, so just go. Oh, this hair, has anyone else noticed in my videos that like my hair will kind of like separate like the front pieces from the rest of my hair? It makes me crazy. Even when I'm like editing, I'm like, put your hair back, put your hair back. It makes me nuts. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what has happened in the past few months where that's happening. If anyone's a hairdresser out there and give me some tips, I would appreciate it. Put in the comments, DM me, whatever, because it's making me nuts. All right, so to these bronzers. This one here from Ciate, I actually got this one as kind of, I know it seems super dark for me, and it is, but when you use it with a fluffy brush, it gives that kind of like nice, like slightly sunburnt look in the summer when I go over with bare skin. However, I haven't been like going for that look in quite some time. I'm certainly not going to use this in the fall, winter, spring, so... And from Milani, this is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade Sunlight. Lots of people like this. It's nice, but I never reach for it. And I have so many bronzers, and literally it's clogging up valuable space. What am I going to say? This highlighter from Natasha Denona, this is the Super Glow. Does it have a color? Light medium. So as you can tell, I use the crap out of this. I don't know if anyone has ever hit pan using a highlighter because you use so little. Not to mention, I have so many highlighters. This one I used for a very long time, but I just feel like it's too glowy. Like I don't want that like screaming glow anymore. So I used her, I enjoyed her, time to move on. All right, and here's what you all have stuck around for. This is the one product that is absolutely killing me to get rid of. From Chanel, this is my Soleil Tan de Chanel bronzer. I loved this bronzer so much. I went through a couple of them. You can see there is basically nothing in here. When they changed the formula, there was a lot of controversy about it. Some people were fine with it, some people hated it, so I never bought the new one. I kept this one just because I didn't want to get rid of it, and actually, I used it today. I didn't care. I just had to give it one more chance on my face. And actually, it says on the back here 18 months, so that's probably about how old this is. So it is time for it to go away, but it is killing me. I think this is the most expensive bronzer I've ever purchased. It's $50, or at least it was when I purchased it. Probably gone up in price by now. I don't know. I may get the new version and give it a shot. I just am so, like, this is literally one of my all-time favorite Holy Grail products. And the fact that they reformulated it and I don't know what I'm, like, gonna get, it's got me on edge. Rest in peace, Chanel. I will miss you so much. So there we have it, a bin full of products that I am getting rid of. It has made some space for me, which is nice. Could I get rid of more? Absolutely. Am I gonna? No, this is enough. Like, this is all my soul can take right now. I am absolutely not gonna list all these products in the description box, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comments or DM me. All right, you guys, so that is it for my mini declutter on this gray, yucky fall day. Just the perfect thing to do on a day like today. Like, just get rid of a little bit to make yourself feel better. You know, I don't very often say, give me a thumbs up in the comments anymore because honestly, it doesn't do much for the algorithm anymore, but I do want to know, did you enjoy seeing my declutter? Do you like these sorts of videos? If you did, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up just so I know. And as always, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah. Seriously, why does this separate from here? What is the problem? Why is that happening? Ugh.